News with Lucrezia Millarini.
Good evening. The former sub-postmaster, whose long campaign for justice over the Post Office Horizon scandal made him a household name, gave evidence as the public inquiry reopened today. Alan Bates said the Post Office has spent 23 years trying to discredit and silence him. Speaking to reporters afterwards, he called for prosecutions, but he was not the only one with damning accusations. After the secret recordings obtained by ITV News, a former minister told us the ex-Post Office boss, Paula Venables, had misled the government. First, our UK editor, Paul Brand, reports from the hearing. Next tonight, a man who sparked a nationwide police hunt after a young mother was stabbed to death on the streets of Bradford was arrested today. Habiba Massoum is being held on suspicion of the murder of Kalsouma actor after being detained in Aylesbury, around 150 miles from where she was killed. Martha Fairley. The Foreign Secretary Lord Cameron tonight confirmed the UK will not suspend arms exports to Israel, but he said grave concerns remain about humanitarian access to Gaza. He was speaking after talks in Washington with America's top diplomats. Our correspondent Robert Moore was at the news conference. All right, Robert Moore reporting from Washington. Plenty more to come on the ITV Evening News. That and more after the break. Hello and welcome back. Severe flooding came to a small town in West Sussex early this morning in the wake of Storm Kathleen. Emergency services helped residents evacuate their homes after the River Arun burst its banks in Littlehampton. A number of people had to be rescued. Other places were also battered by high winds and heavy rain. Carrie Davis reports. This week's Champions League football matches, including 2 games tonight involving Arsenal and Manchester City, are to go ahead despite an apparent threat from so-called Islamic State. The threats were published by a media outlet linked to the terror group. Well, Ellie Pitt is outside Arsenal's Emirates Stadium for us this evening. Ellie there just from outside the Emirates Stadium in North London. Some other news now, and the Shadow Chancellor, Rachel Reeves, says Labour will fund their NHS policies by targeting tax avoidance. And finally tonight, they won't be in our wallets or changing hands in the shops before June, but King Charles was presented with the new banknotes of his reign today. The King, who is being treated for an undisclosed cancer, received the notes bearing his portrait at a brief ceremony at Buckingham Palace. Here's our royal editor, Chris Shipp. Bang on the money too, and I'll take credit for that one. That's all for now. Nina is back with news at 10, but from me and the rest of the evening news team, bye-bye. Have a great evening.